All right, we be live. Hi, everybody. Today here we are with Anna and Rivka. Rivka is back too with us. This is amazing. Hi, Rivka. So, guys, today we're going to be Rivka just reached out to me and she sent me a couple of very interesting videos and information from Gaza and some Egyptian women about their opinions. And I think like these are not opinions and voices I see being heard in a lot of places. So I'm so glad that Rivka is showing this to us. And I thought like we should definitely show this on the show. So thank you, Rivka. But by the way, before we get started, I want to mention everybody right now that Anna is Israeli and she's in Israel, and sometimes she might have to leave in the middle of a show because there will be sirens and there will be Hamas rocket attacks. So just in case you see Hamas, and not just like storming out, that don't. That's just a thing that happens during the show. So I just want to everyone be aware of that. I see Zaid in the live chat. I see hello. I see Troel. Hi everyone. Oh, Israel saying long time no see. No, Rivka. Yes. So Rivka, thank you so much for being back here with us.
I'm glad to be back. I think there might be a delay in my video. Are you guys seeing it on your end?
Yeah. So if there. We see the quality and of audio video is perfect. If there's a delay, we might interrupt each other a little bit, but that's totally fine if that happens.
Okay.
It's just a little bit anyways.
It's more in the video. Like I see myself moving and then, yeah. But yes, I'm very happy to be back. Thank you. Sorry it's under these circumstances, but we are back. So.
Yes. So tell us about... I have the woman from Gaza. I have that lady from Egypt that I want to show you. And also Anna also sent me a video from Gaza about a man in Gaza saying something. I haven't seen that one yet because I literally just got that one before the show. So this video, let me just start with this one. Let me just put this. Let me go from the beginning. So before I play it, Rivka, do you want to explain what this is? Give us some context. Where this being recorded? Yeah.
I know it's in Gaza. This is an older woman talking to a reporter, and he's asking her questions, and she's telling him, she's condemning Hamas about what happens to all her aid. And I unfortunately didn't do as much background on this one as I did on the Egyptian lady, but you can see that he isn't real interested in hearing what she has to say. As you pointed out in your previous live stream, sometimes they even walk away, or they'll move them away, or they'll tell people even not to say that. But she is really, really angry, actually. And just talking about, what's happening to her. Go ahead. Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, Anna, you have a delay.
I just wanted to say, I just checked.
Go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just checked the place where it was taken. It was taken in Deir al-Balach.
There we go. Yeah, I couldn't pull it up on my other.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, go. We can hear you. Just go. It's fine. Let me actually show you the article on here. This is I found the information on this. This is watch Gaza woman tell Al Jazeera Hamas stealing all the aid. And you can see that this is quite recent. This is December 7th, 2023. So I just wanted to make sure that we check that, because I wanted to make sure that this is not an old video that is resurfacing. And sometimes that happens, and people...
And that's important.
Older. Yes, exactly. So let's watch what she has to say. So, reporters saying the situation is difficult. Aid is not coming. So I noticed a lot of Al Jazeera or other reporters, when they're asking questions from people on the ground, they try to lead them to a certain direction. Like they kind of tell them what they want to hear, right? But let's see what this old lady. So she says all aid goes down underground. the aid does not reach the nation and the entire people.
ما بيجوا للأمة ولا بيجي للشعب كله.
A lot is so she says a lot is coming. Oh, look at the reporter. She's already took the microphone. So she said a lot is coming. What comes is only a little, and it is distributed. So they say. Okay.
كتير بيوصل اللي بيوصل إشي قليل وبيتوزع هيك بيحكوا.
I don't know what the reporter said. There was no translation.
Do you know, Anna?
Oh.
Do you know what he said?
What did he say?
Maybe play it again. I am not sure I can hear it.
No. Oh, okay. So I think that it didn't clarify that which part was the reporter, which part was the old woman. Let me see. The aid does not reach the nation. I think that part, the second part was the reporter.
للشعب كله.
كتير.
I think this might be the reporter.
Like a lot is coming. I think he says a lot is coming.
Yes.
Okay, so
the reporter is saying a lot is coming. This is what I think.
Yeah, so based on what Anna understands Arabic a bit. So based on what Anna is saying, this subtitle is now what the reporter is saying. So the reporter is saying a lot is coming. What comes is only a little, and it's distributed. So they say. Okay, so the lady is saying the aid is going underground. The reporter is trying to correct her, saying, look, a lot is coming, but what is coming is only a little, and it is distributed. So I think he's saying that the aid is coming in, but it's distributed among a lot of people, and it's not enough. I think that's what the reporter is trying to suggest.
كتير بيوصل اللي بيوصل إشي قليل وبيتوزع.
What?
Watch what she does.
Yeah. What does? Yeah,
هيك بيحكوا.
No, she.
كله للبيوت إلهم.
Everything goes to their houses, to Hamas houses. Okay, wow.
خليهم ياخدون ولا.
They take it. They will even shoot me and do whatever they want to me. Hamas.
ولا يعملوا بدهم إياه حماس.
And she said Hamas because a lot of times she was saying they, and the subtitles were mentioning that it's Hamas, but we weren't sure if she's referring to Hamas. So it's good. It's a good thing that she actually herself mentioned Hamas. So they will shoot me and do whatever they want to me. Yeah, go on.
Notice as soon as she said the word Hamas, he takes the microphone away from her. Just as soon as it happens.
Right. Yes. Let me see. And Zaid is also saying, I speak Arabic, guys. The reporter said the aid is very little and it gets distributed. Okay, so Zaid is giving us some translation as well. So yeah, okay. So the lady is saying the aid is so the reporter is saying the aid is little and it is getting distributed. The woman is saying no, the aid is going, all of it is going to Hamas. Okay, got it. Yeah, okay. So just so that we are, and again, this is the article on it, but let's watch the entire thing one more time without any interruptions. So I'm just going to bring this back. I want everyone to watch the whole thing without interruption one more time.
الوضع صعب لا تدخل مساعدات.
ما في المساعدات كلها نازلة تحت. المساعدات ما بيجوا للأمة ولا بيجي للشعب كله.
كتير بيوصل اللي بيوصل إشي قليل وبيتوزع هيك بيحكوا.
كله للبيوت إلهم. خليهم ياخدون ولا يطخون ولا يعملوا بدهم إياه حماس. خليهم ياخدون ولا يطخون ولا يعملوا بدهم إياه حماس.
الوضع صعب.
I can see as Zaid is also saying, the moment the lady said Hamas take all the aid, they cut her off. They took the microphone away. I noticed a lot of times we shown these videos where people are blaming Hamas for the difficulty in Gaza. Every time the word Hamas is mentioned, people panic. Like people want to stop from talking. Even a lot of these reporters, I think, live there in Gaza and they're reporting on the situation. And they're kind of terrified about what might happen to themselves if they talk about Hamas and criticize Hamas. Is that accurate?
I think it's very accurate, Armin, because I've seen where they take the microphone away, or they'll even push the person, or they'll just turn away. And I don't know whether it's because they don't want it to get out, or they themselves are worried about what will happen to them if they were to engage in a conversation about Hamas, because they operate like a cartel gang. Go ahead,
yes.
Anna.
I want to maybe not contradict what you said, but I want to add that it is actually not only about Hamas when people complain. Al Jazeera, I send you a video of from Al Jazeera. As soon as the men started complaining, criticizing Qatar, which is the Al Jazeera is a Qatari channel, right? The reporter just took the microphone away immediately. So I think it's also because Al Jazeera wants a certain narrative to be transmitted, and
Absolutely.
they support Hamas both in money and other forms of aid. They are probably one of the biggest senders of money to Hamas, and for this reason, they don't want things that criticize both Hamas or Qatar to get out from the people. Like, it is harmful for their own narrative, for Al Jazeera.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important that you said that, because even here in the US with the Al Jazeera English, you know, you try and talk to people about this, and the message that's getting out in English is not even close to some of what's getting out in Arabic. And it's definitely a specific message that they want out without certain, contradictions or people, complaining about Qatar, about Hamas, about anything. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
I want to also add another point, that I have several Arabic speaking friends, and one of them, for example, he said that although Hamas, they also kidnapped and killed several Arabs and several Muslims, the Arab channels don't say anything about it. Like, nothing, absolutely nothing. And actually, even the Western channels, I think they don't speak enough about it, but at least they mention it a little bit. But the Arab channels, nothing.
Absolutely bupkis, nothing. And they killed 19 Bedouins, Israeli Bedouins, 19, kidnapped 7, returned 2 so far. Between 30 and 40 Palestinian Arabs were killed, sorry. And some were also kidnapped. Almost no one knows this. And it's really important to bring this up because they make no distinction, no distinction at all. And actually, one of the Bedouin families just joined a tour to bring attention to the fact that their son is still being held by Hamas.
Yeah. And we mentioned Aisha as well last time, and
Aisha and Bilal. Yeah.
And
the family members are still there, including the father and the older brother.
Yep.
And no one knows their situation, their medical. The father, as far as I heard from his brother said that he needs insulin. He's a diabetic.
Yep.
So
that's what I've heard too.
No one knows if this insulin is getting to him. Yeah.
I mentioned that when Hamas kidnaps Muslims, including Aisha and other Muslims, it is what that translates to. What you have to understand, what the message here is that Hamas knows, like, what is the purpose of taking a hostage? Is for you to use it as leverage. How would that work unless Israel cares about its Muslim citizens? So basically, when Hamas goes and kidnaps Israeli Muslims, Israeli Arabs, is Hamas admitting that it knows that Israel cares for its Muslim and Arab citizens so much that Israel will do everything it can to get them back, to save them. And Hamas knows this about its enemies, that they care. And Hamas itself knows that, Israel knows that Hamas doesn't care about Gazans. So this is how evil, like, imagine the level of evil. Hamas knows that Israel knows that Hamas doesn't care about Gazans, so that's why they use them as human shields. And Hamas Hamas also knows that Israel cares about its own Arabs and Muslims. So Israel cares way 1,000 times more, like 1,000,000 times more about its Israeli Arabs and Muslims compared to what Hamas does to people in Gaza. It's like night and day. It's uncomparable.
I think
But,
that's
yeah,
a really important
go on.
message, that Hamas is counting on the care that Israel has for its citizens, the care that Israel takes. They're counting on that. They know that.
Yeah, exactly. They bank on it. Yuval is in the live chat is saying, Rivka, they do make a distinction. It's just that Arabs working with or for Israel are traitors in their eyes. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of Israeli Arabs and Muslims that kind of get it from all directions. Like they feel like sometimes that they feel discrimination from Israel, not from the laws in Israel. The laws in Israel are not discriminatory, but they do feel discrimination sometimes from some people. But they always feel like they're traitors from, their fellow Palestinians because they're Israeli and Israeli citizens. But yeah, let me go to this other video that Anna sent us. Let me see if I could. Yeah, there we go.
Is that the same reporter? It looks like it, doesn't it? The
Is
same
it?
Jazeera reporter. It almost looks like it.
All right, let me full screen this. So this is also quite recent, December 2nd, 2023. Okay, please tell us more about the massacre. There's a massacre of civilians. These are children. They are all little children. May Allah settle the score with Qatar and Turkey. Oh my God, I've never seen. Holy crap, this is a humanitarian issue, to be honest. Now the reporter is speaking. This is a humanitarian issue and we are watching these scenes. Look, this situation is very catastrophic. There are many martyrs in these places. Honestly, they're saying a lot more by blocking him. That, like, they think that they're not letting the information get out by not speaking to the person, but they are actually making it a lot worse for themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because by not saying these things, they are saying a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm trying to say here? Like,
absolutely.
What do they think will happen? Like when he's saying like, oh, I want to, they want to criticize Turkey and Qatar, and they think like, oh, so you took away the mic and you stopped the guy from speaking. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to be like, oh, we forgot what we just heard and we're not going to notice that you're doing that? You know how much louder his message got by you trying to take away the mic, by you not letting him speak? You made his voice a lot louder because now a lot of us are interested. Wow, how many other people there have these views that don't get out? That because people like you won't let them get out.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't just take the mic. I mean, he put his hand on him and pushed him away. And I've seen this before too, like, no.
Yeah. Wow. Let me actually watch this one more time because this infuriates me. The way that reporter behaved. Like, how evil do you have to be? This is a guy that is like, his life is in ruins and he has a message, and who are you to decide for him what his message is supposed to be? Like, how dare you? Let me.
By the way, I must say that the city where they film it, the Gaza city, it's a city that Israel, from the very beginning of the war, it told all the citizens to evacuate. So, like, this is a known war zone, okay? And Gazans also know this is a war zone. So yeah.
Right. I see. Zaid is saying in the live chat, by taking away the mic like that, he destroyed the narrative that the Al Jazeera are trying to push. Yes, I mean, there's a lot more like that as well. I've seen so many videos like this from Gaza. We have shown them in our previous shows. I saw one from inside a hospital. I might show that actually, inside a hospital. But yeah, I might actually bring that up if we have time. But let's watch this without interruption one more time.
يعني لو تحدثنا اكثر عن المجازر
اللي بتصير هذه مجازر الناس مدنيه، انا اطفال كلهم اطفال واولاد صغار، حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل على قطر وعلى تركيا وعلى
الا يعني احنا هنا قضيتنا قضيه انسانيه بصراحه، القضيه انسانيه ونتابع المشاهد تباعا. الان الوضع كارثي جدا وكثير من الشهداء متواجدون في هذه الاماكن.
And he tries to get back to the mic and he just doesn't let him. Unbelievable. Disgusting. Like, imagine being there and this guy like losing everything and you're not even letting him speak. Unbelievable. I really want to find, like, I don't know if this is a good time to do this. I really want to find that video of that person in the hospital. I might do it later actually. But yeah. Let me get some. All right, so Rivka, you sent me another video from a lady, Egyptian lady. Do you want to give us some context about
Dalia Zita?
Yeah. You want to give us some context before I pull it up, because that seems to be very
yes, she's an Egyptian journalist and the co-founder of a Liberal Democracy Institute in Cairo. She co-founded it, I believe, in 2015. And she talks about, before we get to this video, so before this, she discusses how in the beginning, when she heard about what happened on 7 October, she said she didn't think, and she's like, oh, it's just another Hamas, Israel clash, the usual is what she's thinking. A few rockets, they, shoot them down. But then she was invited to see the videos from the GoPros of the Hamas, and she went. And this changed everything for her. She realized it wasn't just some, they throw a few rockets, it's over. The usual is what she was saying. It completely changed her. It upset her so much. And so she said that she needed to speak out about this. And she also mentions that when she was invited to see this was all, the organization that came and the meeting and everything she went to was a video conference, all in Arabic. And so she wrote about it. She spoke about it. And she said, our media is lying to us. And I saw the truth. And here's the truth. And I have to speak about it. So this video that she made, it went completely viral. And it didn't just go viral amongst citizens, everybody. And even the Egyptian state media and people were speaking against her. She said other Arab countries, she started receiving death threats. They went to her house, talked to her mother looking for her. So apparently she's had to leave Egypt. She doesn't feel like she can go back. They're apparently threatening her family. So she says that it's Salafists and others, this is her words, that are trying to, quote, hunt her down. And this is a interview I saw that she gave. And one of the things they said is because she's talking about this, she's normalizing relations with Israel. And she says that's her crime, just even talking or trying to normalize relations with Israel. And she is very, very vocal about Hamas, and she said, she feels like what's out there in the media is the lies that Israel is the ones who decided to attack Gaza, not that the Hamas attacked Israel and they're defending themselves. And so she feels like it's so important to get this message out there and talk about how things could be different if there wasn't a Hamas, that how the Hamas is the problem for her. And you can watch the video and hear what she says, because I don't want, I basically gave you the background, but she's actually being threatened because of this, and not just from individuals. She feels like she's being threatened from state actors as well.
Okay, I will show you the video, guys, now. But thank you so much for the super chat. We got 6 shekels from Roy, and he's saying, "Amazing work. Can we have links to those videos?" Yeah. So I will include them in the description on the YouTube channel. So Rivka, I think Rivka already sent me the links, so I will include them after the show. I will go and edit the description, and I'll make sure I'll include the links there. Thank you so much, Roy. And I also, while you were speaking, that gave me the opportunity to go find the video I was talking about a man in Gaza who was complaining about Hamas hiding in the hospitals. So I will show that as well. But let's go to this video that Rivka just sent us. Okay, let's go this one.
And just to say that she's being interviewed in, she's speaking in Arabic, and I think it's an Israeli, it's an Israeli show, but it's in Arabic.
Yeah. It's an Israeli channel. By the way, it's one of my favorite channels. So, like, if you want to watch Israeli news, this is one of the places.
So good evening, Dalia Zaida. How are you? Praise God, still alive. Dalia, do you regret your adamant position against Hamas and in favor of Israel? Not at all. On the contrary, if I am asked again, I will say it again. On the contrary, in my opinion, dialogue is the best way to peace. You can't. If we are talking about peace in the Middle East, peace between Egypt and Israel, between my country and Israel, if there's no dialogue between us, without this, what logical reason is there to prevent me as an Egyptian to converse with Israelis? If it weren't for the Israelis, if it weren't for the security collaboration of Israel with us, with Egypt, between the years 2012 and 2015, the terrorist organizations would still be in Sinai until today. By the way, these terrorist organizations were established by Hamas in Sinai. Is that how you say that in English? The desert Sinai, right?
Sinai.
Yes. I know yes, that's how I said in Persian. Yeah. When Egypt was very weak, Israel stood by us and helped us. Wow. They helped us get rid of these terrorist organizations. If it weren't for Israel and its economic cooperation with Egypt could not have realized its dream of becoming a major gas exporter in the Eastern Mediterranean. Dalia, do the fierce attacks on you affect your position? I will continue. She says, I will not stop condemning
عن
Hamas
إدانة حماس والتنظيمات
and the radical Islamist organizations
الإسلامية المتطرفة ومحاربتهم
and fight them and those who stand behind them,
ومن يقفون وراءهم بالمناسبة حتى مهما
even if they are powerful
كانوا دول
countries.
قوية بس سأستمر في
I will continue to fight them
محاربتهم لأن
because that's what I
هذا
believe,
ما أؤمن به. سأستمر في العمل
and I will continue to work for
من
peace
أجل السلام بين بلدي
between my country, Egypt, and
مصر
Israel,
وبين إسرائيل وبين العرب عموما
and between all Arabs in Israel,
وإسرائيل، لأني لا أجد أي سبب
because I don't
منطقي
see
الحقيقة لما
a logical reason for what is happening right
يحدث
now.
الآن يعني فأنا
I will continue what I'm
سأستمر
doing,
في عمل ما أفعله، وأكبر دليل على ذلك
and the proof of this is the
إني
interview
بعمل الانترفيو معاك النهاردة
that I'm holding with you today, Roy.
يعني يا روي.
I won't stop. Yeah, because she's speaking to an Israeli media. That's what she's saying. I won't stop.
لن أتوقف
And I hope that I and people like
أتمنى
me
إنه أنا ومن هم مثلي نقدر نعمل
will have at least a bit of influence
تأثير ولو بسيط يقاوم هذا
and oppose the very extreme
التيار
movement
المتطرف الشديد اللي أصبح يسيطر
that currently rules the
على
street.
الشارع الآن.
أنت لسه تتمنى
You still hope that Israel will eliminate Hamas?
إنه إسرائيل ستقضي على حماس؟
طبعا
Of course.
بالتأكيد أنا أؤيد إسرائيل
I fully support what Israel is doing
تماما فيما تفعله من أجل القضاء على
to eliminate
حماس،
Hamas.
وأتمنى أن لا
I hope they don't take what I'm saying out of
يؤخذ
context.
كلامي هذا
Oh, they will.
ويتم تغيير معناه برضو بمعنى آخر إنه
As if I am inciting against Palestinians. On the contrary,
أنا بأحرض على الفلسطينيين. بالعكس أنا يعني كل نقطة
every drop of blood that is shed,
دم سواء من إسرائيل
whether Palestinian or
أو
Israeli,
فلسطيني أنا ضدها تماما.
I am completely against it.
هؤلاء ناس
These are
مدنية
citizens
ليس لهم ذنب في
who are not to blame for what is
أي
happening.
شيء يحدث، لكن أنا تماما
But I totally support
مع حرب إسرائيل على حماس
Israel's war against Hamas.
وأؤيدها 100%.
I support it 100%
وأدعو الجميع لتأييد
and urge everyone to support
لأنه
it.
تخيل
Because imagine if the area where we
لو
live,
أن منطقتنا هذه مش بس في
not only Palestine and
فلسطين
Israel,
وإسرائيل، يعني تخيل إن
imagine if the Middle
المنطقة اللي
East
احنا عايشين فيها منطقة الشرق
had no Hamas in
الأوسط
it
ليس فيها حماس وليس فيها
and no extremist Islamist
هذه
organizations.
التنظيمات الإسلامية المتطرفة، كيف كان سيكون
What would our situation be
حالنا
today?
اليوم؟ بالتأكيد كنا سنكون
Without a doubt, 1,000 times
أفضل
better.
1000 مرة.
ما هي رسالتك
What is your message to the
إلى
Israelis?
الإسرائيليين؟
أقول للإسرائيليين أولا
Is first of all, I share your grief
شديدة جدا فيما حدث من
about what happened in the October 7th massacre.
في مجزرة 7 أكتوبر. كان مشهد مأساوي.
It was a horrible sight.
أنا شفت الفيديوهات بنفسي.
I saw the videos
ومهما وصفت
and I can't describe the horrors I saw.
بشاعة ما رأيت يعني شيء.
It was something you can't even imagine.
خارج نطاق ما يمكن تخيله.
I hope Israel succeeds
هذا شيء، وأتمنى إنه أن تنجح إسرائيل
in eliminating Hamas. I fully support
في
that.
القضاء على حماس، وأشجعها جدا على ذلك. الجيش الإسرائيلي
I hope that Israeli army,
يعني أتمنى إنه
I'll say it again.
هعيدها تاني دي. هقول إنه
I hope the Israeli army will succeed
أتمنى إنه الجيش الإسرائيلي ينجح في القضاء
in eliminating Hamas as soon
على
as
حماس
possible,
في أقرب وقت ممكن، وتخليص
thus freeing the entire area from the evil of Hamas.
المنطقة كلها من شرور حماس وتعزيز.
And I share in the grief of all
طبعا
Israelis
لكل من فقد عزيز عليه من
who lost their loved ones
الإسرائيليين في
in the terrible massacre of October 7th.
مجزرة 7 أكتوبر البشعة يعني.
داليا أل ترجع
Delia, will you return to
إلى
Egypt
مصر بعد
Oh.
كل ما حصل؟
after everything that happened?
والله أتمنى
I hope I can go back, but right
إني
now,
أقدر أعود، بس دلوقتي مع كل القضايا
with all the lawsuits being filed against me
المرفوعة ضدي، مع كل الاتهامات
and the accusations of espionage
بالجاسوسية، مع كل التهديدات
and all the murder threats,
بالقتل
yeah, I imagine.
الحقيقة، وناس حتى كمان
Some people even went to my house looking
يعني
for
عايزة
me.
أقول لك راحوا
Jesus.
عند بيتي يدوروا عليا،
And to my family's house. They
وبيت
went
عيلتي
to...
وكده، فده شيء يعني
So what can I say?
أقول إيه، بس شيء مؤسف
It's unfortunate, really.
والله. أتمنى إنه في يوم
I hope one day I can go
أكيد
back.
في يوم من الأيام أتمنى إنه أقدر أرجع تاني،
But in the current
بس في
situation,
الظروف اللي موجودة دلوقتي دي أظن إنه
I think that I would be crazy. It would be a crazy thing to
من
do.
الجنون، يعني هكون برمي نفسي في النار
It would be like throwing myself into the
لو
fire.
رجعت دلوقتي.
داليا زيادة
Delia Ziada, the Egyptian
الباحثة
researcher,
المصرية، أشكرك كثير
I thank you very much for this
على هذا
conversation.
الحوار.
شكرا
And she's saying thank you, Roy.
أتمنى لك خير.
I wish you all the best.
يا رب يا رب.
I wish if only it would be good here or
خير
there.
بقى هنا أو هناك يعني يا رب.
I hope so. Okay, where is she?
I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if she was in Israel or if she's in the United States, because she used to work in the United States for Interfaith Dialogue Organization in the US. She was part of that and she worked for them. And she also worked at something, I think, in Tel Aviv.
Oh, by the way, we got a super chat from Noman. Noman is saying, hello, new people on the screen. I am Noman. Yeah, Noman, thank you so much for the super chat.
I was trying to figure out where she is. I know she's not in Egypt, but I know at one point she was in the Institute for National Security Studies in Tel Aviv. She did an original video with them. That was one of the first ones she did, where she kind of went viral.
Okay.
And then her connections with the US. I tried to figure that out, but I couldn't quite figure it out, which is fine. I mean, she doesn't want that anyone to know where she is.
Okay, yeah, never mind. That's okay. So I just want to quickly go. You go.
Quickly add that I think it's crazy that just for condemning Hamas and like maybe talking to Israeli media, she's being accused of espionage. I mean,
yes,
it's worse even than Iran, probably. No, like,
well, depends. So the threat, I think, in Egypt, the threat is from the people a lot. In Iran, the threat is from.
She has several lawsuits against her.
But lawsuits are.
She also said. Go ahead, Armin. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if the lawsuits are what some other people are filing against her, like other citizens could be filing against her. I don't know the details, but yeah, go on, Rivka, you go ahead.
She said in some, because I watched several interviews with her, just trying to get some background and, and besides this one, and she said that she feels like it's not just people on the street, that it's state actors, whether it's Egypt or other states. Now, did she name them directly? No, but she did say that she feels that. And then the espionage charge, I would imagine that would have to be a state actor. I don't know what the laws are in Egypt, but I don't know that a civilian could bring espionage charges against someone.
Right. So the lawsuits and the espionage accusations seem to be separate things. Any random person could come and accuse you of espionage. I don't know the details. I just want to so you guys are right. I just what I'm saying is that the nature of the threat in Egypt and Iran are different. In Iran, in Egypt, there's you might be facing a lot of threats from a lot of people themselves who might want to take the law into their own hand or use the law. But in Iran, you have mostly the government to worry about. But again, I don't want to get into too much detail about that because I want to just focus on the Arab voices right now that are condemning Hamas. Anything you guys want to add about the previous video before I show you guys this one?
Well, I just wanted to say, regardless of, like you said, not focusing on it, regardless, the fact is that this woman can't go back to her home. Egypt has a peace treaty with Israel. They have a relationship. And she still is being condemned for saying, speaking out against Hamas. Egypt has fought Hamas. Egypt blockades, at the Rafah gate. Egypt has come out and said that they're against terror, the Hamas terrorists in different instances where they've had. So all of this is happening with the country, and she's still being either persecuted by people or attacked by the state, who knows? But regardless, she's living in fear. They're going and bothering her mother, all because she said some of the same things that the government has said, that she's against Hamas and they're terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Thank you for adding that. Have you guys, Anna, Rivka, have you seen this video that I'm about to show you?
I have, but watch it again.
Yeah, okay. Anna says no. Anna, you're muted, by the way. Let's watch this. So this is in a hospital in Gaza, and Al Jazeera is now trying to interview this man. So she's saying, so he's saying, as for the resistance, they come and hide among the people. So this is a Gazan man telling Al Jazeera that Hamas comes and hides among the people in the hospitals. Oh wait, we don't. Let me unmute this. Let's go back.
I don't think you're at the beginning either.
No, yeah, but the beginning was just a countdown. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll go from the very.
Ignore me then.
3, 2, 1.
So he's saying, as for the resistance, they come and hide among the people. Why are they hiding among the people? They can go to hell and hide there. So I wish I had the original video because I just managed to find this cut version, meme version of it, but I can't. So somebody added a stupid video at the very end. But the part that they didn't show is that the Al Jazeera reporter, just as soon as he says that, turns away and takes the mic. You can see just a little bit of it. Again, I don't want to get that meme, the aggressive meme sound at the very end. Look at this. Okay, so that's just that meme sound is just trying to show that how badass this man is being, like when he's saying Hamas could go and hide in hell. But unfortunately, it cuts the main part of the video where the reporter just moves away from this man as soon as he says that Hamas could go hide in hell. Like, you could see how nervous the reporter was getting and trying to. Not only does he take away the mic, he starts talking over him to shut him up. I will try to find a better version of this video because and download it, because I keep a lot of these videos are taken out after a few days, so I never feel secure. I'm trying to gather, create a bank of all these, an information. I have a folder of all these different Arabs that are speaking against Hamas, so that I have that with me every time somebody denies that this is happening. I have another one that I want to show you. There are a few ones that I always show wherever I go, and I think a lot of people who have been on our Persian show have seen this, and also I've shown this one on the English channel as well. There's 2 other videos. Actually, there's a whole bunch. Here, let me show you this one. So this one I always show. I love this so much that I show it every time because you can see the sound of Rivka. Have you seen this one? You can see this man. Oh, you're muted, Rivka.
Yeah, I believe I've seen this one. This is where, they're shouting like, because I'm reading the
On the
French.
roof.
Yeah, I think I have
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
this
yeah.
one because I'm on a mission to find these as well.
Yeah. I'm because there's so many of them, and I'm trying to find as many of them as I can as
Is
well. But
this where they're shouting from their apartments?
Yeah, somebody went on the rooftop in Gaza,
Yeah,
and a Gaza man is shouting like so. So this again, this is the Palestinian man in Gaza on the rooftop shouting. So let's listen to this. So he's saying, "Oh world, we don't have work. Oh America. Oh America again. Take Hamas. Take Hamas from us. Take Hamas from us. Oh America. Oh world, we don't have money. We pay it to Hamas." So basically saying Hamas comes and takes our money away from us, right? And I have this video that I need to show every time we talk about this. Have you seen this one? I know Anna has seen it, but Rivka, yeah. So this is so this is a Palestinian mother that just lost her children in Gaza to the bombardment, and this is what she says. So she says this is all the fault of Hamas dogs. So this is like the reason why what this is happening to them. So she says this is all because of Hamas dogs. And look at this man in the black shirt right next to her. As soon as she says that, she goes to try to stop her from speaking. She covers her mouth. Look at this. You see how they're trying to shut her up? There's that. I have more. I have so much more. Do you guys want more? I have so much more. Here, let me do one more. I could do this forever. Okay, so this one is in Arabic and it doesn't have subtitles. All right, so this one I have to get somebody to subtitle for me because I don't have the translation for this one. But this one, okay, this one has a translation. Okay, those people who destroyed Gaza tell Ismail Hania. So these are Hamas leaders. Right? Tell Abu Hamza from the Shati refugee camp. Say that you are the biggest collaborator. You, Hamas leader, you know, Mashal, are collaborators. What can I say? Allah is the best revenge taker. So again, I could do this all day. I have so many videos of people in Gaza blaming Hamas. Some of them are in Arabic. Some of them I don't have I'm trying to get people to put subtitles on. But yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
To Anna's point earlier about Jazeera and Qatar, the funding and of the ownership and funding of Jazeera and the money that goes to Hamas, and when he brought up Ismail Hania, it just again made me think. Not only are they have a message they want to get out on Jazeera, not only are they funding Hamas, but they are hosting the leaders in Doha. In luxury hotels, while these people, the citizens of Gaza, are suffering, are being stopped from leaving or from fleeing. They're hiding amongst them, but these guys are in Qatar, in nice hotels. So you just have to say it again. It just made me think about it because we were talking about, all of it. So that's where those guys are, the leaders. So
yeah,
that's it. I mean, I just wanted to say it again. Not that some people don't know it, but I mean, some people don't believe it. You say that they're some of the wealthiest terrorists organizations, that they're living in luxury hotels. And I have people say, oh, well, if that's true, so it bears repeating is all I'm saying.
By the way, these are, I also want to mention that these are not just anecdotal evidence. Like I had a show showing that Arab Barometer had a survey in Gaza, and they started the survey, I think, in September 2023, and guess when they managed to finish the survey was on October 6th, 2023. So trying to figure out the opinions of people in Gaza, and people were very, very angry with Hamas. And Hamas, I think, if I remember the number correctly, had only 12% support in Gaza, and also most of the people, the highest number of people in Gaza attributed the hardship that they have in Gaza not to the blockade, not to Israel, but to Hamas. They blamed, most of people in Gaza blamed Hamas for their hardship in Gaza. That was surprising to me, and it's quite surprising also that the survey just happened to finish exactly a day before the October 7th attack.
I don't know if this is off topic, but I'm just going to bring it up. And if it is, we can talk about it later. So much do people in Gaza not like Hamas that in 2017 and 2018, there was a big protest movement called We Want to Live against the Hamas by Gazans.
No way.
Yeah. And the Hamas, and this probably bears an entire live stream because there's a film about it, and I can find some articles even for you about how they opened fire on a group of people protesting about the economy and why, where's our jobs, and they killed, I think, 200 some odd people. Also, some of these people were jailed, were tortured. This, I don't know if this is verifiable, I would have to, but some of the people were saying that they cut limbs, the Hamas did. So yeah, they had a movement in 2017, 2018. It was a protest movement. And that's how much people don't like them, that they're risking their lives. Because as I said, they operate like a cartel gang. Do what we say, or we'll hurt you, we'll hurt the ones you love. So there may be people that support them, but there's also people that are coerced. Children who are forced to dig tunnels, over 100 have died. People who are coerced to say good things, people coerced to do things for them as well. So it no wonder people don't like them.
Right. And here's the Arab from the Arab Barometer. Some of the results you could see from the 2023. So how much trust do you have in the Hamas-led government? So you can see the highest number says not at all. That's the highest number of votes that they got. We also got a super chat from Nasreen. Nasreen saying, thanks, Rivka, Anna, and Armin for this information. So, thank you so much, Nasreen. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I think if we keep it under 1 hour, a lot more people might end up watching the show. Guys, please like this video and please share this video, because we showed you a major list of a lot of examples of people, of many Palestinians and also other Arabs speaking out against Hamas. And these are voices that are, and I will get to you as well. And these are the voices that are not being heard. And you liking the stream and sharing the stream will make their voices be heard. There's a major effort out there to try to paint this picture as black and white. And there's a lot more nuance to it. There's a lot of other voices that people are not hearing. So you could help get this in front of more eyeballs. Anna, go ahead.
I heard a lot of people saying that Hamas can't be defeated because it's an ideology. And it's true and not true. You can defeat, of course, their military and the government structure, but eventually, if there wouldn't be a change in the education of Gazians, in the religious authority, there is still a lot of support to Hamas. Even though we bring those who speak against it, there is still a lot of support for Hamas. And in order to crack down this support it gets, there has to be change from the very, very basic levels. From the education is playing a major role, and also the fact that all the religious authority in Gaza Strip is controlled by the Hamas. Okay, so all the mosques and schools and universities, everything. Now, I think that as long as the Hamas is ruling in Gaza, there is no chance that Gazan people would be prosperous, would be successful, would be able to just have a normal life, because every single thing that comes to Gaza, from money, food, humanitarian help, everything goes first to the Hamas and maybe a little bit to the Palestinian people. Maybe. And all the money sent by both Iran and Qatar, Hamas didn't use it in order to develop the Gaza Strip. It used it only to dig tunnels and construct weapons. So no matter how much money they will have, they would just construct better weapons. Okay, the Gazan people won't see anything from this. This is what I want to say.
Yeah,
100% agree.
Yeah,
100% agree. That's absolutely, and the truth. But I wanted to pivot from the Hamas for 1 second. We were talking about Arab voices speaking out against Hamas in support of Israel, against Islamism. I have a list of people, Miriam Wakaba is a Arab Christian. I believe she's Iraqi. She's out there. Luai Ahmed, he's Yemeni. He's out there. Hussein Abu Hussein, he's also out there. Even people like Naz Daily, who's I don't remember what his actual name is. He has, Israeli Arab. He's come out and talked about it somewhat. So it's out there if you look for it. And we can do a show, again, talking about some of these people as well. And then people know, obviously, Mohsen Hassan Youssef, he's out there too. But I just wanted to mention there's people making videos out there. You can look for them. You can find them. You can hear what they're saying. And some of them aren't just talking about the Hamas. They're talking about the threat of Islamism, which goes to your point about the ideology. So, definitely. It's not so easy as just getting rid of the leaders. But your point is well taken, Anna, because it's a long, difficult, very multifaceted issue.
So we just got a super chat from Gagin American saying thoughts on ceasefire calls or the CPC-5 solutions for 2 states. Well, guys, what's CPC-5? I don't know what it is.
CPC-5.
Okay. So Gagin American, you need to be more clear with your messages, because if nobody understands, I don't know what the CPC-5 is. But yes, but let me just ask. No need to Google it, because we need to end the show. But just anybody who's calling on for ceasefire right now is basically supporting Hamas. Any ceasefire right now is a pro-Hamas position. There is no. It makes absolutely no sense. That's my short answer.
And I want to add also, there were ceasefires in the past, and always, nearly every time, Hamas is the first one who violates it. So we might agree on a ceasefire, but they continue sending rockets on us, and they have no regard to civilians at all. Okay, I live in a regular city. There is no military base here. There is a hospital here in my city. There are tens of schools here, high schools, and my city is bombed every single day. So, like, how crazy you are for demanding a ceasefire from terrorists who never value any agreements. You can't have an agreement with a group that just it has nothing sacred, nothing.
And
You can't.
no one's demanding a ceasefire from the Hamas. The ceasefire they're talking about is coming from Israel. No, you ask Hamas to make a ceasefire and stop throwing rockets first and release the hostages. I'm sorry, I get angry, but it makes me very angry. And yeah, it's absolutely.
I mean, there was a ceasefire on October 7th. There was already, you cannot just, we had ceasefire before October 7th attack. Yeah. You cannot just ask one party to, and again, this is how ceasefires work. Ceasefires work with when you have two states that they come to an agreement to stop fighting. But the ceasefire that they're asking right now is just one-sided. Usually when there's like country A and country B fighting, they're fighting in a war, they go and ask both countries to agree to a ceasefire. But this is not what they're asking right now. They're only going to one side of this, and they're completely ignoring the other one, understanding the other one is not going to respect a ceasefire anyways. So a ceasefire is not going to work if you're only asking one side to respect it. It makes absolutely no sense. You're not dealing with a state. You're dealing with a radical group that has no boundaries. But go on.
You know, in one of these military campaigns that Hamas started, I think it was maybe 2014. I really should check this. But in one of these ceasefires, Hamas actually attacked Israeli soldiers that were there. So maybe we would agree on a ceasefire, but we have no guarantee that they would do the ceasefire, right? That they won't try to attack. We have no guarantee for this, and they have already proven in the past that they don't value ceasefires. And I want to also say that every single ceasefire that was in the past or right now, they always send like a couple of rockets after it started, or they break it first. Like they don't really want to do all the conditions. And by the way, one of the conditions that Israel proposed in this ceasefire that was implemented was that for the Red Cross just to visit the kidnapped, okay? And it was never implemented. The Red Cross still didn't make it to the kidnapped.
They didn't make it to the
even
kidnapped,
in this,
but they make it to some of the Hamas terrorists that Israel arrested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a basic requirement just to know what is the medical condition of who is still kidnapped, who is still in Gaza, to know who is alive. This is basic. This is basic. And in this ceasefire, they didn't do this condition. And this is a major condition. So now you are demanding another ceasefire for what? For us to bring back dead bodies from Gaza? If they are not letting us to know who is alive, who is dead, who is needing in emergency care, maybe? Like, why do we should agree on this ceasefire?
I think that this really shows some of the issue we're dealing with here, because you can't when you enter into a negotiation, you have to believe that both sides are negotiating in good faith. They will adhere to the terms. And when you try and do this with the Hamas, they're not entering in good faith, and you can't be sure that they'll adhere to the terms.
Yeah.
So how can you trust anything? It's not a real negotiation. It's and like Armin said, it's a very one-sided. It's extremely one-sided, and I'm so verklempt that I overcome with emotion that I can't even speak at this point.
I also want to add another point that I think that it actually even stems from Islam, that you can just make a hudna, make a treaty, and then once you are ready to attack, you just can throw it away. For example, there is the Treaty of Hudaybiyah that the Prophet did with the people of Mecca, I think. The Prophet basically, he had his Muslim followers and he wanted to attack Mecca, but he was too, he wasn't strong enough. So he made a peace treaty with Mecca, with the people of Mecca. And the peace treaty was for 10 years. But after 2 years, he gained enough popularity and he made an army, a strong army, and he attacked Mecca. Right? So even if the Prophet, if the Prophet of Islam is not keeping the treaties, the Prophet, who is supposed to be the most perfect human in existence throughout the history, the Prophet Muhammad is not keeping through treaties, why should they? I mean, this is part of their ideology to not keep treaties and to attack whenever they are ready. Yeah.
Yeah, those are perfectly said. I just want to read a couple of super chats and a question that somebody's asking from us, and then we will end it there. So my TV, thank you so much for the super chat, saying unfortunately, academics like Rashid Khalidi from Columbia's university are feeding the naive students the idea that occupation breeds violence and not blaming jihadist ideology. Well, I mean, first of all, it's not accurate to call it occupation, but the situation that the people are in Gaza, that does breed violence. But who is responsible for that situation? The people that are responsible for that situation is mainly Hamas and the Islamic Republic of Iran.
I would ask you
but I do agree.
Question, like a rhetorical question, okay? A very small question. Like, imagine if the situation was the opposite, that Jews would only given the Gaza Strip, only the Gaza Strip, okay? All Jews would only be given that, and the Palestinians would get the entire Israel, okay? Like, Gaza Strip would flourish. It would flourish, just like Tel Aviv is flourishing now. It would flourish. Jews wouldn't do jihadistic terrorist attacks against the Palestinians. It wouldn't happen. So yeah, of course, harsh conditions, they bring more violence, but like it's like telling that during World War II, Germany isn't responsible for the genocide of Jews because there were harsh conditions there. So it just happened naturally.
It's called the Dresden Defense. There's actually a word for it when they say that, you know, you killed a bunch of civilians, so you're just as bad, or we're not responsible for what.
Yes.
The Dresden Defense. But this is a whole different argument. I think you're right. But Israel did accept an agreement before the partition for a teeny part in the middle. It's called something starting with a P. I can't remember it. I'm Googling it. They accepted that, and that was rejected. So your point.
Well, you're talking about you're talking about back before the state of what are you talking about? The Peel?
The UN partition. There was, and they had
the Peel. It's the Peel.
No, that's
the
it.
Peel.
I was going to Peel.
Yes.
Starts with a P. Yes, I knew it.
Yes.
You know, so yeah. And also
they were offered 20%. The Peel agreement, they offered 20% to the Jewish people and 80% to the Arabs, and they rejected it. But I want to move to the next super chat. So the next super chat is by Erkin. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Erkin is saying, and after a ceasefire, you'd normally expect a peace treaty, but an Islamic State wouldn't recognize that either. Yes, very good point. Thank you so much, guys, for the super chat.
I'm sorry that I'm speaking so much. I'm just a little bit angry.
No, that's okay. No, go ahead.
I want to add that Hamas had written in its charter that it won't accept any less than the entire state of Israel. I mean, from the river to the sea. This is what they want. Okay, like they want just the complete annihilation of all the Jewish residents here, and they won't stop at less than that. The only thing that they would maybe agree to talk on it is hudna, like just for a very short time, in order to gain more weapons and then attack Israel again whenever it's ready.
Yes.
Like this is the only agreement you can get from them. So Hamas
And
must.
this is why you can't have a peace treaty with peoples whose main.
It's not a peace treaty.
That's what I'm saying.
Peace treaty. Only
that's what I mean. You
ceasefire for them to gain more weapons. This is
exactly
this is the reality.
raison d'être is the elimination of Israel, the murder of all the Jews. Oh, I said it. The unalive, I guess that's the word you use, of all the Jews there, and then all the Jews in the rest of the world, and then a reestablishment of the caliphate.
Yeah.
So how can you trust anything?
Yeah, so let me, guys, I really need to wrap it up here, but Gabby is saying it's okay, Anna. No, that's okay. Gabby is saying it's okay, Anna. You're making really great points. We appreciate you and your time. And also, by the way, thank you so much. I want to thank Rivka for bringing these important information to us for us to show. A lot of people are not seeing this, and we're only doing this because Rivka had this information to share. So thank you so much to Rivka as well. Troel is making a good point. Troel saying the Treaty of Versailles is a good analogy. Yeah, because Germans were humiliated and after World War I, does that, and they were, the economic situation that they had to deal with, the humiliation after World War I, would that justify everything that Hitler did after? Again, I said a bad word. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, that's a good example, analogy that we could bring up a lot of times. Here's the last thing that we want to end the show on. Jonah is saying, what about the humanitarian situation in Gaza? I asked this question before on the stream, but what about the fact that Article 99 on the UN Charter was invoked because of the impending disaster? Yeah, so the humanitarian situation in Gaza is horrible, and I condemn it. I condemn Hamas for the humanitarian situation in Gaza. This is every single civilian casualty in Gaza. I condemn it. It's a crime, and the crime is happening because of Hamas. It's Hamas that needs to be condemned because of loss of civilian lives in Gaza. And regarding the Security Council and in the UN, you just have to understand that the way that Security Council works. So if you want to talk morally or legally, I don't know, because we are switching between these. When you talk about the UN Charter, you're talking about it legally from a legal perspective. Everything that you bring to the Security Council gets vetoed by the United States anyways. So legally, Israel is in the clear not to do a ceasefire, and morally, they're also in the clear not to do a ceasefire because Hamas needs to be defeated, at least in this war. But I don't know if you guys want to add anything to this before we... Regarding the humanitarian situation in Gaza, did you want to guys mention anything about that as well? Because I think what they're expecting us is for you to condemn what Israel is doing in Gaza.
No, I'm not going to condemn it, because every casualty of civilians in Gaza is, first of all, because Hamas uses its own citizens, the Gazans, as human shields. So they are dying because Hamas is either preventing them from leaving the war zones, or because Hamas is trying to deceive them, trying to tell them, no, don't listen to Israelis' warnings. And Israel sent their flyers. It made phone calls in Arabic.
Made over 20,000 text messages and phone calls.
Yeah, text messages. And I recently saw a video in Arabic, great Arabic, with a map and with all the roads marked. How can you escape the war zones, to get to better places? And like Israeli soldiers, they guard the humanitarian corridors for Hamas warriors not to hurt the civilians, not to block them, not to block these corridors. It's insane. So every civilian dying in Gaza right now, it's Hamas' fault because they put weapons and military supplies inside hospitals, inside schools, and also prevent humans from the civilians from evacuating. And of course, they also, as we just heard in this stream, the Hamas also it takes the food and water that comes through the humanitarian aid. Like it even steals food. I mean, this is how they are. They don't care at all for Gazians.
No.
And all the tunnels, they don't let Gazians to hide there. No, it's only for the Hamas to hide there. Like they in Israel,
there's videos where they say this.
The Iron Dome. We have what?
There's videos where they say this in Arabic. They're interviewed and they're asking why you don't build bomb shelter for your people. Why not even one when you have 500 kilometers or more of tunnel? And he says, well, they're not our responsibility. They're the responsibility of the UN, the citizens of
like, for example, we have here communal bomb shelters.
I'll send you the video.
Since probably like 20
it.
years ago, okay? We have communal bomb shelters since from maybe 20 years ago. And nowadays, almost all new apartments, they are already built with a safe room or at least with a cellar. So we have, I feel that my government tries at least to protect me. And we have the Iron Dome. Like one asked in the chat why the aid that the US sends, why it is spent on Israeli military, because we need Iron Dome. Like we need Iron Dome, and Iron Dome is only to protect civilians from Hamas rockets.
Right.
So if Hamas stops throwing rockets on us, we would need less aid from the US. Okay?
Right.
All
right, guys.
That's simple.
We need to. We're already over. We're okay. So I just wanted to read one last super chat by All Colors saying the Muslim Brotherhood also targets Armenians and Georgians. And guys, a lot of people are wanting Anna to do more of a deep dive in a lot of the things she's saying. So I will talk to Anna and I will ask her which one of the things that she said she wants to do a deep dive in, and we will do specific shows for that. And I would love if Rivka also shows up, like if you have time, Rivka, for one of those streams. Okay, great, fantastic. You guys are both amazing. Again, the only reason why I'm trying, I know a lot of people want this to continue. The only reason why I want to keep this short is because I noticed that if the videos are closer to an hour, and it ends up getting shared more, and it gets more people end up watching the whole thing. But again, don't worry, guys. I will have a lot of people are happy that Rivka and Anna are saying the things that they're saying. I will have them back on again for us to continue these conversations. Okay, so great. Thank you again. Like the stream, share the stream, leave a comment, tell us what you like, tell us your disagreements in the comment section after the stream is over. And thank you all. Thank you, Rivka. Thank you, Anna, for being here with us. And until the next show, bye.
Yalla, bye.
Yeah, bye.